Okay, students, in the last video we went through example 1, and in this video we're going to go through example 2, which was the BMI problem. The first thing that we need to do is to declare variables. Let's do that. I'm going to assign values to height and weight variables. Remember that the values that you assign to a variable are always initial values, which means that if you give another values after that, it will take always the last value that you assign, and that will get stored on Python's memory. Since I'm using the European metric system BMI formula, I'm going to give them values that are in meters. For example, height will be in meters, and I'm going to assign the number or value 1.79, and weight will be in kilograms instead of in pounds like it will be in the US system, 68.7. So this is the height of a person of 1.79 meters and weighs 68.7 kilograms. We have declared both variables. Now our next step will be to come up with the equation for BMI. That equation was given to us. We need to calculate the BMI with the equation metric system equation. If you chose the USA equation, that's fine. Just remember that in that equation you will have to multiply for 703. Now remember, the whole purpose of doing this example is to use the variable names instead of the numbers, because the numbers can change. The BMI equation was equal to the weight divided by the height, and remember that the height was square. I think I'm going to put this as a comment for now, as if you were trying to do this right now, Python will throw an error because Python doesn't know what BMI is equal to, since you haven't referred that variable before. Let's see if this will work. Weight divided by height, and then we'll remember that before we used the caret because we were making a comment, that was signifying the square. But in Python, when you're squaring something or you're using an exponent, you have to use two-letter star symbols or the multiplication symbol twice. And of course, if we want to see the value, we have to print the result. Now we're going to save the file. I'm going to save this as BMI 3 because, as you can see, I already have done several problems. If you're brand new and this is the first time that you're saving your program, you want to be using BMI 1 or BMI 2, whatever you want. But remember to stay consistent. If you already have BMI 1 and BMI 2 and you were using BMI 2 again, you will overwrite another file that you had previously. So you want to make a new fresh one so you can find out the data. Now we click Save. Let's run the program. There you go. The BMI of this person is 21.44, and you can see how many decimal counts. Another thing that we could do now is to round BMI. That will be a BMI of 21. You can see how you can use functions to make your life easier. Now, another thing you could do is, if you were trying to calculate the USA BMI, you could initialize a variable called USA underscore BMI, in which the BMI is multiplied by 703, and then print the result. Remember that you always have to use the same variables. Capitalization or lowercase is really important. If you use an underscore, you also have to use an underscore. Once you name a variable, you couldn't just change the letters and make capitalize the letters, because Python will not understand. You have to stay consistent. There we go. That's the BMI that they give us. However, there was a problem here. We forgot that the USA BMI was in inches. So you will have to divide by the inches and do that conversion. I just wanted to give you an example so you can see that you can initialize a variable and use variable to multiply and find another variable. I hope that was helpful. Now we want to also can do over here, you can find with the type function what kind of function or class object is BMI. If you do that, we come out with a float. I wanted to show you that you can also initialize a variable with a string. For example, body mass index. If we make x, assign it a value of body mass index, and then y, a value of this works too, and then we want to know the type of x, that will tell us that it's a class string. We can also do that with booleans. Let's assign C the value true. And then let's try to find the type. As you can see, it gives us the boolean type. I hope that you enjoyed this. The next lecture, we're going to go over a summary of some of the things that we learned in Module 2. I'll see you then.